Welcome back, everyone. My name is Mr. Seth, and today we're continuing our ukulele series. We're going to learn our first chords today. I'm very excited. Can everybody say the word chords? Now, in the last video, we learned the word notes, but chords are when there's more than one note at the same time. When you play more than one sound at the same time. So watch. If I go like this, this is a note. Okay? What we learned in the first video when we went like this, those are all notes because they're only one sound when I play it. But if I go like this and I play more than one sound at the same time, now those are chords. And today, we get to learn a few of them. So the first chord is one, if you've been practicing what we learned in the first video, you've already played this chord. It's really, really, really easy. And we're going to do it. But before we start, have you tuned your ukulele? If you haven't, remember, flip up your tuner and make sure, let's just double check with me, that we're getting G, Oh, see, I made a mistake. Look at this. See my little letter down there? It's a G instead of a U. And so it just showed me a B note. But remember, what are the four strings? Goats can eat anything. So there's no B note. So if a B note shows up, it means that we have to make sure this is on the right letter on the bottom. So I'm going to press this until we get to U. Okay, so now I have a G. I have a U. No, sorry. I have a C. An E. And an A. So now my ukulele is in tune. And when I play these chords, it's going to sound right. So if your ukuleles are in tune as well, then let's learn our first chord. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our thumb, put it up at the very top of this ukulele, and then we're going to pinch right here with this part of our hand. Okay? Pinch in the ukulele like this. We're going to sit up straight, hold our ukuleles the right way, and we're going to take our third finger, okay, or our ring finger, and we're going to put it on the third fret. Now remember, this is the first, second, third. And it's not on this piece of metal. Instead, it's behind that piece of metal. So in between, in the space, that's where we want to press down. Okay, so this is the first fret, second fret, third fret. We want to press down with our third finger on the third fret of the bottom string. Third finger, third fret of the bottom string. And then we want to take our thumb, just like this, and hit all four of the strings. Now remember, press down really hard. If it sounds like this, then you have to press down harder, okay? If we're pressing down hard, that's the sound that this chord should make. If all of our strings are tuned and we're pressing down hard, it should sound just like this. So press down hard. Make sure your third finger is on the third fret of the bottom string. Now, for some of you guys, if you have smaller hands or you have bigger hands, it might be easier for you to move your thumb somewhere else. So if it's really hard to play it like this with where my thumb is up on top, and you need to move your hand around just a little bit, that's okay. I want you to do that. Here's the one thing that you're not supposed to do. Are you ready? I don't want you to bend your finger like this, okay? We call this the bendy thingy. Don't do the bendy thingy. Instead, I want both of your knuckles like this to be bent. So like this almost, okay? Rather than like this, I want it just like that. Both of them bent like this, and that allows you to press down really hard on these strings and get those sounds, okay? So we take the third finger on the third fret of the very bottom string, and we take our thumb over here, and just really gentle. You don't have to go super hard over here. Instead, really gentle, we get that sound, okay? Now this is called a C chord. Can you say C chord? This is our C chord. Just like that. Really make sure that your finger's pressing down the right way. You're sitting up straight the right way. You don't want your ukulele to ever come out like this, remember. So when I go to look for this note, or where I'm supposed to put my finger, I don't want my ukulele to come out like this so that I can see it better. Instead, I want to lean forward over my ukulele so that I can see what note I'm pressing. So don't turn your ukuleles out like this. Instead, you look over. Okay, that sounds really good. Now, the second chord we're going to learn is really easy too. It's same thing, just one finger that presses down on one of the strings. Are you ready? This is our C chord, third finger, third fret, very bottom string. The second chord we're going to learn is called A minor. Can you say A minor? And all that is the second finger or the middle finger on the second fret of the very top string. So that looks like this. And when we do that, we can lift this first finger, this third finger off of the ukulele. Okay? Just like that. Press down hard. Make sure on this chord that this part of your finger right here, okay, isn't blocking the string right below it. So if my hand is too far back, then when I play this, the second string is blocked by this first finger. So instead, try to bring your hand out like this so that it's only pressing down on this string and doesn't touch the other strings. So that should sound like this. Second finger on the second fret of the very top string. Go back to C, okay? The first chord we learned. Watch. We go right here. Third finger on the third fret of the very bottom string. And then we have our middle finger on the second fret of the very top string. And then we lift up this third finger. Okay? So C and A minor. Again, C, A minor. C and A minor. Now, here's what I want you to try. I want you to try to hit each of these, to strum each of these 4 times. Okay? So we're going to count to 4 on each of these chords, and then we're going to switch. Okay? So try it with me. We're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A minor. We move that A minor up to the top. We lift this finger up. 1, 2, 3. Go back to C. Ready? C, 2, 3, 4. A minor up at the top. 2, 3, 4, and C. 2, 3, 4. A minor. 2, 3, 4. Now it's really important when you switch chords in the very beginning. I don't want you to play C and then stop your ukulele when you move to the A minor. Okay? I don't want it to sound like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? When you first start to learn these chords, it might sound like that, but I want you to really try to keep a smooth transition, okay? A smooth movement from one from one chord to the next chord, okay? So here's a C. Watch. I don't pause. Back to a C, 2, 3, and then we play an A minor. Ready? A minor, 2, 3, 4. Okay? We're almost done, but we're going to learn one more chord before we end. And these 3 chords, guess what, you guys? We can play hundreds of songs. You can make up thousands of songs with these 3 chords. Just 3 chords, a couple of fingers pressing down, and you guys can play real songs. It's going to be really awesome, okay? So watch, we're going to learn one more chord. Okay, here's a C. We know this one. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, bottom string. A minor, middle finger, 2nd fret, top string, okay? And then all we're going to do, we're going to take this A minor, okay? And we're going to add in another finger. We're now pressing down with 2 fingers, okay? We press down on the 1st fret of the 3rd string down, okay? So remember, this string is goats, can, eat. So on the E string, we're going to press down with our 1st finger, like this. And then we're going to keep that A minor up at the top. So like this. Now we're pressing down with 2 fingers at the same time. I know this is hard, okay, but you can do it. Watch this. A minor, middle finger, 2nd fret at the very top, and then 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E string, okay? And now, that's what this should sound like. Make sure you're not blocking the other strings with your fingers. Instead, it should only sound like this. Okay? This is called an F chord. So here's a C. Here's an A minor. And here's an F. I just put that 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E string. So here's C, A minor, F. Okay, so I want you to try this. We're going to do what's called a chord progression, okay, which just means a list of chords that we play through. Okay, so we're going to start with our A minor. Okay, this is how the A minor looks. This is how we write it. Here's a F, and here's a C. Now, I'm going to show you these little pictures. Okay, I'm going to draw out what each one of these chords looks like on the ukulele. Okay, now the real word for these is chord diagram. Okay, that's a big word. Try it. Chord diagram. Okay, try to say it. Now watch. If I go like this, I'm going to write out this chord diagram for you. Now, how many strings are on the ukulele? There's 4 strings. So look how many lines are going this way. There's 4 of them, okay? So watch. What's the name of the top string? Remember, how do we remember it? It's goats can eat anything, right? What is it? Goats can eat anything. So watch. G, C, E, A. Okay? Goats can eat anything. See, each of these lines represents one of the strings. So here's goats can eat anything. One more time. Goats can eat anything. Just like that. Okay? So do you see that this is our ukulele? Each one of these lines represents one of the strings. Okay? And then watch. I'm going to draw these lines, and these are the frets. Now this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, and 3rd fret. Does that make sense? Okay. So if I draw a little dot right here, what that means is I'm pressing down on the 1st fret of the G string up at the top. That would sound like this. And that's not a real chord, okay? But if we go like this instead, and we press down right here, Okay? Now, remember, this is with our middle finger. So this sounds like this. That's A minor. That's what it looks like. You see that? You just press down with one finger on the very top string, 2nd fret. Okay? To play our F chord, we go like this. Okay? We're pressing with our middle finger up at the top and our first finger on the 1st fret of the E string. So that looks like this. And then we have our C, which is just like this. 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the very bottom string. Just like that. Okay? So now we have A minor, F, and C. And that's our first chord progression, or a progression, a pattern of chords. Okay? So we have A minor, we have F, and we have C. And I want you to try to count to 4 on each of these and play them with me. Ready? We're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm playing A minor. And then F. 2, 3, 4. And then C. You're going to move. Take both of those fingers off. 4. Hold it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Go back to A minor. Ready? A minor. 2, 3, 4. Then press that first finger down, play an F. F. 2, 3, 4, and then C. And you switch to that C. Okay? You guys, you just learned to play 3 different chords on the ukulele. And now, with these 3 chords, in the next couple of videos, I'm going to show you guys how we can turn these chords into songs. It's going to be so fun. I'm really excited. Great job. Remember these chord diagrams, chord progressions, and these chord shapes. We'll see you in the next one.